Hello everyone, it's Andy Glen here, welcoming you all to another Sharks TV podcast, and it's Coach's Corner. And this week in Coach's Corner, we've got Sharks assistant coach, it's Jamie Thomson. Jamie, how you doing?
Hi Andy, hi, doing well, thank you.
Good. Had a good week?
Yeah, good week, busy at work and preparing for this weekend's games, so yeah, always full on.
Well, we'll get to this weekend's away games shortly, but I don't know how you felt about the weekend past, because we got 2 points, the games were tight, we should be feeling okay, but we're used to winning now, aren't we? And it just doesn't feel quite as good as it had been, has it?
Nah, well, look, I think we've obviously had a great run of form coming into the new year, and I think the early stage of the season proved that you can't win every game, so we said right at the start, if we can win 50% of the games, we'd be overly happy. And yeah, we could maybe feel a little bit aggrieved at the weekend, and we think we should have probably got something out of Sunday's game, but we weren't at our best, and 2 points is better than none.
Absolutely. I mean, Martin said to us before at Coach's Corner he's looking for a 500 team. We're not that far away.
I think we're bang on that now.
We actually are.
I think we're at 50% of that. We've won because of that run. I think we're now at 49 or 50% of the points available we've won. So we've clawed ourselves right back into it.
Yeah, I guess because we're in a kind of outward trajectory, we're maybe looking to kick on a bit now.
Well, I think we have to, right? We always have to look ahead and try and keep pushing and picking up as many points as we can. And we can't be relying on other games and other results. We just got to pick up as many points as we can and see where we end up. But for sure, we've got to be looking forward. Yeah.
You say we're looking forward. We've got a run of away games, and then I think it's Milton Keynes double here. So there's some real tough games coming up.
Yeah.
But on recent form and the way that we've been playing, shouldn't be fearing anyone, should we?
I think every game in this league is tough. So there's no difference being on the road or being at home, to be honest. And I think we've proved that we can win on the road, we can win away from home just as much as we can. It's a difficult place to come in and play in here, so that shouldn't faze us. We're staying away from home, so we're getting looked after well, and we're staying in a hotel, so we'll get plenty of rest. There's no loads of travel. If anything, it maybe puts us in a slightly stronger position than what we are normally, instead of having to get back up the road to play, and be back in the rink 5-6 hours later. So overly concerned about that, and certainly looking forward to it. And Milton Keynes or whoever it is, we'll just prepare the best and try and win a hockey game.
Yep, absolutely. I think that's the way to go. It's a little bit disappointing, and from my perspective, in that the last few attendances, perhaps because of the half price on the Sunday, but the last few attendances in Dumfries has been huge. And to give 2 weeks away from those fans to kind of keep the momentum going, so maybe just a little bit disappointing. But the atmosphere on Sunday was really good with all the air horns and stuff, wasn't it?
Fantastic, yeah. I mean, look, noise is good. Certainly the game before, when we played in Leeds, there was parts of the game, it was so tense that the crowd went silent with us, and we need noise, we need encouragement, a bit of boost from the crowd and to keep us on our toes. And Sunday was incredible. I mean, 840 plus people in the building. We knew it was possible. It's been done before many, many years ago. 20 plus years ago. And I'm sure we can push on and get over that 1,000 now.
I think that would be amazing. That's the next target, isn't it? 1,000 people.
I think so. It has to be. Yeah.
I think you've got to cut the fans a bit of slack again in the Leeds game, because it's kind of difficult to cheer when you're biting your nails. You know what I mean?
Well, I was biting mine as well. I'll give them a bit of slack. They've been wonderful. I've said it many times.
Yeah, you have, and the fans keep turning out, home and away. If we look back to the Sheffield game away in Sheffield, I counted about 70 plus 75 fans in the corner, all making a bit of a noise, and the team performed for them, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I had a quick head count as well. Me and Martin were sitting talking about it on the bench actually before the game started, and it's great to see them travelling in numbers. Obviously, Sheffield's an easier run than the majority of the games, so and it's a nice facility to go and watch. It's not freezing cold. It's great to have them. I mean, it makes such a difference when we're on the road. I mean, we want to win every game, and we can boost ourselves, but having that noise and a bit of vocal support certainly helps, and it's really, really appreciated. And to see that many now is pretty unbelievable, to be honest. And we look back 12 months ago and you were maybe getting the loyal 10 or 15 guys going to, so to have that 4 and 5 fold now is pretty incredible. Yeah.
But the journeys are longer this year as well, so you're getting more. I mean, I know it's not that far away, but it's still 3 hours there, 3 hours back.
It's mad on that.
And
you think that's
the weather
close,
wasn't looking great either. So the fair play to the folk that made it out there. Eh?
Yeah, absolutely. Like spending their money, spending their free time travelling up and down the country. Nearly all of them had replica shirts on. Yeah. It just proves that the brand is growing, the club is growing, and ultimately without them, we didn't really we're not able to be in this position. So it's all it is all down to them, and we can't thank them enough. Really, it's as I say, it's incredible to see.
I think it's more than them just coming along to support the team though as well, because when I've travelled, you're welcomed by the away teams fans as well. They are looking forward to us going, and they're really looking forward to coming to Dumfries. And the feedback is always, it was a great welcome. The people were lovely, as we knew anyway.
Yeah.
But they represent the club really well.
I think that speaks volumes. I actually looked in a couple of threads online about some bits and pieces this week, and the amount of, even without prompt, fans from Hull and Sheffield and Leeds and these others, Swindon and Telford notably, saying how much they've enjoyed coming up, how friendly the building is, and obviously there's a bit of friendly banter in there and all the rest of it. That speaks volumes for our whole club ethos, and our fans have bought into that, and they represent the team and the facility and the town, impeccably, and that's fantastic. Some places you don't get such a nice reaction.
It's the facility plus the fans equals a really good game day experience. Yep. I mean, I've went down to Peterborough and the folk there are lovely.
Yeah.
But the rink isn't. And it's just not a nice place to go and watch hockey. But the fans kind of compensate a bit. Whereas you come here, it's the whole package, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Look, the vast majority of fans are really good people. They're fun. A lot of them are really serious and they take it, really hardcore. But ultimately, most of them are really nice people and good to have a crack with and have a bit of banter. Facilities always make a big difference. And some of the older buildings have got a lot of character. Up here we've got Murrayfield and Fife, loads of character, been upkept really well through the years, and it's just disappointing that perhaps some of the ones that down south haven't really had that same kind of love and attention and money on upkeep, but it is what it is. We just go and visit every now and again. Those guys have got to play in it every week, so so that's their thing to deal with.
Well, enough talking hockey general. Let's talk hockey specifics. And that first game in Sheffield, 9 penalties for the Sharks on the night. 18 minutes of PK, and not a goal conceded. That was a positive. I'm not convinced myself there was 9 penalties in that game against us.
Well, it was because the ref called them. So
the ref called them, but from my perspective, where I was watching, it didn't feel like it was a particularly bad game in terms of penalties. 1 or 2 were certainly penalties, but I would maybe disagree with the officials in some of their calls on that game. But the game was enjoyable. What was your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, first of all, I think the refereeing, you'll never ever get, we'll never agree with everything that an official does throughout every game. There was some of them we thought we were maybe getting a call and it turned out to be against us, and vice versa. And that is what it is. We just have to deal with it. I think the major benefit from that is our PK was excellent. Martin had made some, come up with some changes the week before that we wanted to do, because it particularly wasn't that great before that. And I think it worked really well. I think the guys put in an incredible shift. To kill off wasn't just 18 minutes, it was pretty much 18 consecutive minutes.
Solid, yeah.
One after another. It upsets our flow. We are potentially only getting the players that we want on the ice to be on the ice at any one time. And I thought they really dug in from Curtis at the back, who was exceptional. All the way right through the guys. We had Scotty killing penalties, Callie killing penalties, maybe aren't out there as much on that. We want them playing offensive, as well as Ross Murray and Peaks and Nolan. So to see that was really encouraging and great, and proves that they're listening and we're taking on board the changes we've made, and I thought it was really effective. So that was a massive plus for us, and ultimately the reason why we come out of there with 2 points.
I'm so glad you said that some of the penalties you thought you were getting, and it was against we were getting, and ultimately it was against us, because there was one comedy gold moment from the corner where Kell's got the puck, dives, and he looks like he's tripped for all the money in the world, and the hand goes up for the official, and there's 4 or 5 of us screaming at Curtis to skate off the ice on a delayed penalty.
Thankfully, he didn't.
Thankfully, he was smart enough to see what was going on, and Kell got called for interference when he had the puck.
Yeah,
just one of those things. But yeah, I felt bad at that point shouting at Curtis. But I'm glad you were thinking much the same.
Like that one specifically went down the wing, the right wing, fanned on the shot, was kind of scrambled for the puck and got called for interference for skating into the guy. But he had the puck, but. Look, you can't win them all, right? And the game is played at that high a tempo now that they have no. We just spoke about that earlier. Actually, they've no action replay, no backup. They've got to make split-second decisions, and sometimes they get them right, sometimes they get them wrong. And that's just the way it is,
Yeah, I mean, Kell had a weekend. We'll see his short-handed goal in a minute, but. He had the short-handed goal, and then on Sunday he got a puck full in the face, which didn't look good, and obviously had to leave the game and go to hospital. How's the wee man doing just now?
Well, he still doesn't look particularly good, but
I never looked good before. Come on, surely.
I've seen him on Tuesday night. He come on for a brief light skate with a cage on.
Right.
He's been pretty lucky in that only one of his teeth seem to be damaged. But his gum and his top lip and inside his mouth have took a bit of a battering. The one tough kid got up straight away, skated off, went to the room, was back an hour later stitched up. So it's an unfortunate thing that is one of these things that can happen in hockey, and you'll not see many hockey players with their own teeth, that's for sure. But he's been incredibly lucky. I took him to get seen again yesterday, and we've got him some antibiotics and stuff just to keep it clean and help with the healing process. So he's doing all right. He's living on some spaghetti hoops and soup this week, but he's a big brave boy. He'll be all right.
Well, he's one of the fans' favourites. There's always a lot of Kell Beatty fans as we are, and hopefully, Kell, if you're watching, we're sending our best to you and everybody else who's watching. We still need you to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notifications bell so that when a new video comes up, you'll be the first to know, and you'll get the inside information. We'll go back to Sunday's game before we look at the goals through your coach's eye, Jamie. Sunday's game was disappointing in some ways, and that it looked very much like the Sharks had taken an early lead. That goal was called off. As you said, officials call it as they see it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for us, on the replay, it looks like it was a poor call, but sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't, I guess.
I think you summed that up rightly. I think it's definitely a goal. The action replay shows that quite clearly. I feel for the official a little bit. Obviously, they're getting a major amount of pressure online with people sharing it and stuff. And, I believe that was only the first or second game in the country. But I think there's some coaching points in that. And I know that the referee section have took that away and had a look at it, checking the net is actually off before you make your final decision. Maybe consulting the other officials, which that referee in question didn't have to do. That's not, they don't need to do that. But maybe a little bit of experience and stuff there, and that it hurts, and obviously we're all going to be angered about it because it was on us. But as we said earlier, it is what it is. We can't do anything about it now, so there's no point in dwelling about it. And at some point, hopefully, we'll get that luck back.
Yeah, I mean, I think for us, we were playing a team that were on a run of eight losses, and to take a goal early on would have kind of gave us the boost. We were still on that run at that point, and they'd brought back Bissonnette and all the big players. You had Neil Abel on the bench as well, so they'd put a lot into this weekend, and of course they went up, scored, equalised, and then they got a crazy amount of time. They get the short-handed goal, and everything kind of turns around in that one. What was your thinking in the game generally?
First of all, I think the Steel Dogs are, regardless of their current form and league position, they're a good team, right? They've got a lot of quality and a huge amount of experience in that team, and some of the results of late haven't really reflected that. And yes, maybe Dima's not been playing in net, and maybe Bissonnette's a massive miss for them. Probably the best penalty killer they've got. He's not particularly fast, but the little plays that he makes off the puck to release forwards are, he's probably one of the best in the league at doing that, in my opinion. So having them back and then adding that to Hughie and John O'Phillips and these guys who, have got 25 years pro experience, they're a really good outfit, and we should give them all the respect and the credit for that. However, I don't think we were at our best. I think that decision was a bit of a game changer, but as professionals, you have to react to that and get over it. You can't get emotional about stuff like that, and it's not going to change it. And I think we maybe did for a while, and they certainly got the momentum, a bit between their teeth, and we suffered that for a while. But then I think towards the end of the game we started taking it back to them, and I thought I actually believed them. Maybe I was wrong, but I actually believed in the third period we were going to do it. I thought we had them on the ropes. I thought we were better. I thought we started putting them under pressure. And Dima did what we know he can do. For me, he's in the top 4 goalies in the league, and he stood in his head. And that's what they pay him for. So for me, he was the difference.
That 5-on-3 near the end, I think there was 2-3 minutes to go. I kind of felt like yourself, we had to get that goal back, and that was probably the best chance we had. And it's been a problem 5-on-3. We've not really scored in recent matches, have we?
No, it's frustrating, but it's something we're working on totally. Let's call a spade here, Andy. I think everybody deserves honesty. Like me and Martin are always honest. It wasn't good enough. I mean, it was pretty terrible, to be honest. And it was too slow. We weren't moving the puck. We have it a specific way that we want them to play 5-on-3, and we're not doing that at the moment. But that is something that will get them to click. And when it does, we will score goals in that scenario. What we're trying to get them to do works. We know it's work. It's tried and tested. And ultimately, if players aren't going to adjust, we'll use other ones. So we maybe needed to adjust that earlier. It was maybe on us. We take full responsibility for that, but that's certainly something we're looking at and addressing all the time. It's not good enough right now. No.
Yeah. Well, let's have a look back at the actual goals, and you can talk us through whether they're good goals, defensive errors, whatever you think.
Hopefully, I've got this right, Andy. Martin's a better whiz on the laptop than me. So press play on here. This is in Sheffield. I'll try and rewind it to the start. There we go. So a great face-off win here. I think Callie's been exceptional since he's came in. Done a great job holding the puck up there. We're nice in control. Nice slip play to Dunny. Peaks cruises in at the back door. Goal. Great finish. Textbook, really. I mean, that stuff we can't really teach them. That's just natural offensive talent. That, to be honest, I mean, it's a beautiful goal.
We got a great view of that from where we were standing. It was
right in your car.
Brilliant. It was superb. So it was.
Again, on this, we're in a good position. We win the draw, but Scotty puts them under pressure. It just goes behind Gardsey. We've got to do better there on that blue line. We can't lose that battle. Kersey can't do anything. He's got to stay in the middle there. He can't jump towards one. Let Curtis handle the shot. But I mean, that comes back to losing that battle on the blue line. He's either got to win that or back off a bit and play them 2-on-2 there. He can't lose that. It's just shouldn't happen.
Curtis played well in that game, didn't he? Got man of the match.
He's been good. The past couple of weeks he's been really good. He stopped an incredible amount of shots down there. On this, you've got Bissonnette up at the top with Kirk, I think it is, running the play. Kell makes a great block.
Look, when
here.
He picks it up, he goes
then
to
just
the
gets
length
on
of
his
the ring.
horse. Probably one of the fastest skaters in the league. Boom, bottom corner. It's the first time I've seen him shoot the puck low. He should maybe do that more often, because it was a bullet and they weren't stopping that. Short-handed as well.
It wasn't that long after that this happened as well, wasn't it?
So good save, chip. Gets the puck out. Bad mistake there from Morgan, and Dunny's in and scores. I mean, you'll not see Morgan doing mistakes like that very often in the game, and you could probably credit Dunny there with a bit of experience as a veteran, reading that he was going to spin and just chip that out nice and soft. But Morgan's one of the best D-men in the league for sure, and and Dunny capitalised there and didn't
Still
make
had
any
a-
mistake.
John still had a lot to do though from where it was.
Well, he
I mean,
still
it
had
was
a-
not an easy goal, was
No,
it?
absolutely. If you watch him here, you know, he just anticipates that he's going to just spin round and, as I say, when that puck comes back up the right wing, he's got to get past Morgan, which isn't easy. He's got to get a bit of turn of speed and then beat the goalie. You know, he's hedging his bets here, goes inside.
Brilliant.
Great finish. Yep, fantastic goal. And that was it. That was all she wrote.
Yeah, it was a good win, and we all went home happy. Takes about half the time when you win. Let me assure you, when you're driving along that road, it was Big Owen that was driving me and Jacqueline along the road.
I think we got back at 2:45, something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think we were back
Just
about
an
11
early night.
o'clock or something like that. No, it's so much more fun after a win, and we're reflecting on all the good plays and such like. But we were up for it, and we thought, right, same again on the Sunday, and we'll all be happy.
Yeah.
And here's the Sunday game.
So again, that man Bissonnette making a play. We're killing here. He pretty much controls everything they do. Hughie puts a muff into the net. We've got to be better there. We've got to collapse down on that and make sure that his stick's lifted.
Bissonnette also had a 10-minute sitting in the penalty box in that
Yeah,
game as well.
that was a
didn't
bit
he?
of a weird call. I wasn't sure that a 10-minute misconduct was still a thing. I thought they had to get a 2 first, then a 10. But when you weigh that up, is he better being off the ice for us for 10 minutes? If that was the right call, it probably is a better.
Yeah.
We'd probably take him no playing for 10 minutes. So
They came back fresh, that's for sure.
yeah, he did. So here we do a great job of getting the puck out, dig it out, spread it wide to Callie. Callie gets on his horse, straight in, puts the puck in, and then gets ran into his own goalie by the Steel Dogs. D-man pucks in the net before he gets hit. He gets hit into the goalie. Good goal. You know, Robin was right there, made a good call on that.
Yeah, if he'd have fell onto the keeper himself,
It's different. If he had ran the goal, he would get touched. He probably wouldn't have got the goal.
Washed off.
Yeah, but the explanation was the puck was in the net before he got hit, and then he got hit. The official's right there to see it, so it's a good goal. Takes the puck to the net, does the hard job, and good things happen.
And this is them on the PK, isn't it?
This is them in the PK, yeah. So we shoot the puck there. Can't he really do that? It's a bit of a wasteful shot. And then we make a mistake on the blue line, and they go for critical. You probably should leave that first guy to Curtis to deal with the shot and pick up Jono trailing, because Peaks had done a hard job of trying to catch him there. It's not really on Peaks that he's trying to get back, so Younger maybe needs to step over and just take the spare guy and let Curtis deal with a wide shot, and on that, Curtis probably wins that battle then, and he doesn't get to slip it over. Pretty critical there. Hard to read it, and at the speed of the game, it is what it is.
And then not long after that, they get the double lead, don't they?
Yeah, this was a bit of a bitter pill, because I thought we were playing well at this point, and bringing it back to them. But again, 5-on-4, a muffin for the point, but we could see it straight for the bench. He can't see that, and it goes. I think it skims Gills's the back of his calf and goes right in the bottom corner. But Curtis can't see it. There's nothing he can do about that. And again, what we see in power plays, if you're shooting the puck and getting pucks on net, it's going to go in at some point.
Yeah.
They did a good job of that.
We'd pulled Curtis by this time, I think. No, we hadn't.
No, not yet.
This was our.
No, yet. It's coming, no. I think everybody knew with a couple of minutes to go that was coming. But
Yeah, we get to go first.
Arcee comes down, makes a great play, and the big man finishes it. He's been on great form the past 2 or 3 weeks, and loads of confidence. And to be honest, when he's going into that position and crashing the net with that much speed, I don't think it was ever not going in. He makes a great play here. All comes for Arcee at the back, though, so composed as he's been every game. Gets his head up, just slips it over, and that's a great finish.
Yeah. And it's great to see, just talking about the crowd there, you see all the crowd and the stands there standing around the plexi in direct contrast to what you saw at Sheffield. And I know it's a massive rink and a massive arena, but that atmosphere is starting to be noticed, I think.
It's massive, especially the boys feed off that. Like, obviously they love it. You know, it's celebrating goals with the fans, going to the glass. It all feeds on the energy and gives them a right buzz, and it's all part of it. It's fantastic. So we pull the goalie here, six guys on. We controlled the play again for ages, and we've just got to be better. We've just got to be more ruthless and more clinical. It was a good block
there for Sterling shot.
Yeah, it's a good block, but do we need to shoot that puck there? Or do we slide it and then shoot it? You know, we shouldn't have. It's so easy to give them an opportunity to block shots when we're just shooting with panic. You know, I know we're under 30 seconds to go, but
12 seconds there in the clock.
That's still a long time. You know, especially when you're outmanning them and you've got them hemmed in, and we did. But how many? Like, we've pulled off the magic loads of times, and it just wasn't to be that game. We can talk about the goal that wasn't a goal. Or was a goal all we want.
Oh, it's past now.
It doesn't change it, and you know, I think we should have been better. I think it's tough getting back to the rink at 2:45 a.m. back at the rink for 2 o'clock in the afternoon and playing. But we've done it week in, week out, so that's not an excuse. We just got to be better and got to be on our toes, and just a learning process, I guess. We spoke about this before, you know, learning to be a pro, learning to not get emotional and take the knocks and get on with it. We can't have 20 minutes of downtime while we're processing what happened to us. We've just got to keep going and keep battling and pull it around a bit quicker.
Well, fair play to Lewis Young, because I interviewed him as man of the match afterwards, and he pretty much said the same things directly after the match, that he felt like we had loads of chances and that we should have been, we just needed to take them. And he didn't get caught up in any of the other stuff that was going on. So, you know, if that's the ethos of the team, and he's one of the younger players, but
he's got such a mature head on his shoulder for a young boy, and he's learning every week. I think he's getting better every week. I actually thought when we mixed that bottom line up a bit and put Struan out there with him and Connor Henderson and Boydie on occasion, I think they did a fantastic job. They really upped the tempo and kept them hemmed in. And that line actually brought us back into the game, I felt. They breathed some life back into us, and I think they seen, they're hemming their top line in there on occasion. Why can we not do it? And Lewis is very a sensible guy, and doesn't get too emotional, and he's really bought into being a Shark and what do well here and winning, you know. And he also sees that sometimes you've just got to take the positives out of everything, you know.
Well, he certainly did in the post-match interview. Looking forward to this weekend coming. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've got a tough weekend ahead. I mean, Swindon are flying. The power play's on absolute fire at the moment. But again, we've beat them before. I think it'll be a huge challenge for us. Back in their own building with their own fans. It's not quite as big as Cardiff. We'll not have as much space. I think offensively, the Swindon quite possibly could be maybe the second most talented team. Certainly, they're on par with Leeds, in my opinion, with Leeds and Milton Keynes in terms of offensive talent in their team.
Well, Nell and Malazinski are
different class,
just super players, aren't they?
Experience. I mean, I think Malazinski was his national team captain, and you know, and Aaron's still a fantastically clever player and gets himself in space and scores bucket loads of goals for them. You know, but they've got a good goalie. Rennie's playing well for them again. Yeah. So we're up against it. But in this league, you're up against it every week. You know, it's a hard game. I still think we're a on-form team. I don't think we're playing badly by any means. So we've got to carry the momentum from the run that we've gone on in there with confidence and go at them. You can't. These talented team, top-heavy teams, you cannot sit back off them. You have to attack them and go at them and play your own hockey.
Yeah, well, I mean, would we have it any other way? You know, playing talented teams every week. You know, we've chatted for long enough about where we were before, and this is what we wanted, and this is what we've got. And the last time we played was a 15-goal thriller. Expecting the same?
Hopefully not. I mean, look, we're focusing on Swindon now. Obviously, the game on Sundays will be a totally different kettle of fish. It'll be difficult. It'll be scrappy. You know, they come out all guns blazing and they work really hard. But let's focus on Saturday and get that over and done with, and then we'll look at this. But a challenging weekend, and I think it's Milton Keynes and Telford the week after. But Swindon has to be our full focus right now. We train tomorrow actually up in Glasgow for a skate before the weekend. We've no ice at Dumfries at the moment, but so we'll be ready to go, and we'll see what happens.
And your thoughts on the weekend in terms of points? I know you're aiming for 4 points, but
we've got to go. I can't possibly sit here and say anything else, right? We want 4 points, you know. Will I be, the honest cap on, if we're totally honest, if we come home with 50% of that, will I be happy? Probably depends on how we play. You know, if we play really, really well and don't come out of a game with a win, then I'll take that. If we play poorly and could have done better, then probably not. So it's hard to sit here and forecast right now. We're going in there to win 2 hockey games, and that's it.
Well, I know there's going to be a few fans going down there, so whilst I should have a think about what you're going to say to them, because it's not far on the map, it's only that on the map, so they'll stay over. But before I let you have the final word to the fans, I'm just going to say thank you to everyone for continuing to like, share and subscribe to our podcast, and for watching us today. We hope you've enjoyed Coach's Corner with Jamie, and the final word goes to Coach Thomson.
I'll just reiterate what we've said time and time again. Keep coming, keep bringing people with you. Thanks for all the support. It's been wonderful to see. Make as much noise as you can. Buy more air horns, you know, and stuff like that. And you know, I look forward to seeing you on the road and when we get back home. And you know, hopefully we can start climbing up that table and get up into that top half for you.
Fantastic, Jamie. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon and talking to me. And thanks to everyone who's watched. And thanks to everyone who's going to be going down south to support the Sharks at the weekend. We really appreciate it. This is Andy Glen saying cheerio.